I always believed marriage was sacred, a vow, a promise, something unbreakable. I was wrong. My name is Daniel Carter. I'm 38 years old, and up until 6 months ago, I thought I had the perfect life. A wife who loved me. 2 beautiful kids. A home in a quiet neighborhood where the biggest drama was whose lawn needed mowing. Then, like a slow poison, the truth seeped in. It started with the little things. Things I dismissed because trust was the foundation of our marriage. Sarah and I had been together since college, 12 years of marriage. 2 kids, Liam, my wild, soccer-obsessed 9-year-old, and Emma, my 6-year-old princess who still believed in unicorns. Sarah was my best friend. At least I thought she was. The first red flag, the first time I noticed something was off, it was a Thursday. Sarah was late coming home from work. Again. Another deadline, she said, kissing my cheek absently when she walked in. Her perfume was different. Lighter. Not the vanilla-scented one she'd worn for years. "Since when do you switch perfumes?" "For work?" I joked. She froze for half a second. Just enough to make my stomach twist. "Oh, Rachel at the office let me try hers. You know how girls are." I nodded. I didn't push it. But that night, as I lay in bed beside her, I watched her sleep. Her phone was face down on the nightstand. A habit she'd only recently picked up. The lies pile up. Over the next few weeks, the changes became harder to ignore. She started dressing differently. Tighter blouses, skirts that hugged her hips. "Just feeling confident," she said. She took her phone everywhere, even the shower. "Podcasts," she claimed. She laughed at texts, but wouldn't show me. Just girl talk. I told myself I was paranoid, that good marriages didn't end like this. Then came the night I couldn't unsee. The phone Sarah had left her phone on the kitchen counter while she went to check on Emma. A notification lit up the screen. Mark, 9:14 p.m. Can't stop thinking about last night. My blood turned to ice. Mark Reynolds, my best friend since sophomore year of college. The guy who'd been my best man. The one who held Liam the day he was born. I picked up the phone. My fingers hovered over the screen. This is wrong. Don't do it. But I did. I swiped open the messages, and there it was. Proof of the betrayal, in sickening detail. Him. You taste so good. Her. I shouldn't be doing this, but I can't stop. Him. When can I see you again? Her. Tuesday. Dan has his poker night. Poker night. The one night a month I went out with the guys. The night Sarah encouraged me to go. "You need time with your friends," she'd say. Now I knew why. The photos scrolling up, I found more. Photos. Him. Her. Our bed. My stomach heaved. I nearly dropped the phone. That's when I heard footsteps. Sarah was coming back. I locked the phone, set it down, and forced my face into a calm I didn't feel. "Everything okay?" she asked, grabbing her phone. "Yeah," I said. "Just thinking about work." She smiled. The same smile that had made me fall in love with her. Now it made me sick. The decision. That night, I didn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling, my mind racing. Confront her? She'd deny it. Delete the evidence. Gaslight me. Tell Mark off, he'd spin it, make me look crazy, walk away. The kids, I couldn't just leave. No, I needed proof. Real, undeniable proof. And I knew exactly how to get it. The plan the next day, I called in sick to work. While Sarah was at the office, I installed a nanny cam in our bedroom. Discreet. Hidden inside the alarm clock. If they were doing this in our house, in our bed, I'd have it all on video. Then, I waited. Poker night was in 3 days. 3 days until I knew for sure. 3 days until my life would implode. I've never been the kind of man who plays games, but that week I became someone else. Someone calculated. Someone cold. The nanny cam was set. Poker night arrived. And I was ready. I kissed Sarah goodbye like nothing was wrong. "Have fun with the guys," she said, smiling. That same sweet smile that used to make me feel like the luckiest man alive. Now it just made my skin crawl. Yeah, I said. Don't wait up. I didn't go to poker night. Instead, I drove around the block, parked where I could still see our house, and waited. The first hour, nothing. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this was all in my head. Maybe. Then, at 8:37 p.m., a familiar black SUV pulled into my driveway. Mark's car. My hands clenched the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. I watched as he walked up to my front door, confident, like he belonged there, and let himself in. Sarah must have left it unlocked for him. The second hour, I sat there, shaking. Part of me wanted to storm inside right then, kick the door down, scream, throw punches. But I needed the video. I needed proof, not just for me, but for the divorce, for custody, for the moment everyone would inevitably ask, "Are you sure?" I had to be sure. So I waited. The third hour, at 11:24 p.m., Mark finally left. He looked satisfied, smug even. I waited until his taillights disappeared before I went inside. The house was quiet, too quiet. Sarah was already in bed, pretending to be asleep. I didn't say a word. I grabbed the hidden camera, took it to the garage, and plugged it into my laptop. Then I hit play. The video. There's no way to describe what it feels like to watch. Your wife cheat on you. It's not like in the movies. There's no dramatic music, no slow motion. Just a sick, raw realness that makes your stomach turn. I saw everything. The way they laughed like they were sharing a secret. The way his hands touched her. Familiar. Like he'd done it 100 times before. The way she kissed him. Not like a mistake, but like she meant it. And the worst part? They did it in our bed. Our bed, where we'd slept together for 12 years. Where our kids had crawled in on Saturday mornings. Where I'd held her after her father died. Now it was just tainted. The aftermath. I didn't sleep that night. Sat in the garage, staring at the video on loop, drinking whiskey straight from the bottle. By morning, I had a plan. The confrontation. I waited until the kids were at school. Then I walked into the kitchen, where Sarah was sipping coffee, scrolling through her phone like nothing was wrong. "We need to talk," I said. She looked up, annoyed. "About what?" I slid my laptop across the counter. The video was already playing. Her face went pale. "Dan, I can explain." "No," I cut her off. "You don't get to explain. You don't get to lie. Not anymore." For the first time in our marriage, Sarah had nothing to say. The fallout, she cried. She begged. She swore it was a mistake. But I'd seen the video. I'd seen the way she looked at him. This wasn't a mistake. This was a choice. The revenge. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I just looked at her and said 2 words. "Get out." And for once she listened. I thought kicking Sarah out would be the hardest part. I was wrong. The real hell began after she left. The first night alone. The house felt hollow without her. Not because I missed her. I didn't. Not after what she'd done. But because every room screamed reminders of the life we'd built. The life she'd destroyed. The kids knew something was wrong. "Where's Mommy?" Emma asked at bedtime, clutching her stuffed unicorn. "She's staying somewhere else for a little while," I said, forcing calm into my voice. "Did you fight?" Liam asked, his eyes too sharp for a 9-year-old. I couldn't lie to them. Not completely. "Yeah, buddy. We did." The lies she told Sarah didn't stay gone. The next morning she was on our doorstep, red-eyed and desperate. "Dan, please. Let me talk to the kids. Let me explain." "Explain what?" I hissed, blocking the door. "That you fucked my best friend in our bed? That you're a liar?" She flinched but didn't back down. "I made a mistake. One mistake. Don't punish the kids for it." "One mistake?" I pulled out my phone, scrolled to the video, and hit play. This wasn't one time. "Sarah, this was a choice." She paled. "The war begins." Sarah didn't fight fair. By noon, my phone was blowing up. Her sister. "How could you kick her out? She's the mother of your children." My mom. "Dan, marriage is hard. You have to forgive." Even Mark's wife. Lisa texted me, "We need to talk." Lisa. I'd forgotten about her in all this. She had no idea her husband was a cheating bastard. A new plan formed in my mind. The meeting, I met Lisa at a coffee shop. She looked exhausted, like she hadn't slept in days. You know, she said flatly. Yeah, I said. And I have proof. I showed her the video. Her hands shook as she watched. Then, to my surprise, she laughed. A bitter, broken sound. I knew it, she whispered. The late nights, the business trips. I just didn't want to believe it. We sat there in silence, two wrecked people bonded by betrayal. Then Lisa said the words that changed everything. What are we going to do about it? The reckoning Mark didn't see it coming. The next day, Lisa emptied their joint bank accounts. Sarah didn't see it coming either. When she tried to come back to the house, I had the locks changed. But the real blow? Lisa sent the video to everyone. Their parents, their friends, Mark's boss. By sundown, Mark's reputation was ash. And Sarah? She showed up at my door screaming, "How could you do this to me?" I just smiled. Funny. I was about to ask you the same thing. The aftermath, the fallout was brutal. Mark got fired. Sarah moved in with her sister, who finally stopped defending her after seeing the video. The kids? They didn't understand, but they knew something was wrong. And me? I sat in the quiet of my empty house, staring at the walls, wondering. What now? Revenge was supposed to feel good. It didn't. The silence. The house was too quiet now. No Sarah. No laughter. No whispered conversations in the kitchen. Just the hum of the refrigerator and the occasional creak of the floorboards, like the house. Itself was mourning what we'd lost. The kids were adjusting, but I could see the cracks. Emma cried herself to sleep 3 nights in a row. Liam stopped talking about soccer. And me? I drank. Not enough to lose control. Just enough to numb the anger. Sarah's move, I thought kicking her out was the end of it. I was wrong. 2 weeks after the video leaked, I got served. Divorce papers. Sarah wasn't just leaving me. She was coming for everything. Full custody. The house. Half my 401k. The worst part? She claimed I was the unstable one. Her lawyer's letter said I had anger issues, that I'd emotionally abused her, that I was unfit to parent. Me. The guy who'd spent 12 years faithful, the guy who changed diapers at 3 a.m., the guy who'd trusted her. Now I was the villain. The fight begins. My lawyer, a sharp-eyed woman named Rebecca, didn't sugarcoat it. She's playing dirty, she said, flipping through the papers. But we've got the video. That's leverage. Leverage. For what? For you to keep your kids? That hit me like a truck. Sarah wasn't just trying to take my money. She was trying to take Liam and Emma, Mark's revenge. I should have seen it coming. Mark wasn't going to slink away in shame. He was pissed. First, he started spreading rumors. Dan was never there for Sarah. He ignored her for years. She was lonely. Anyone would have done the same. Then, he took it further. One night, I came home to find my car keyed. Deep, jagged scratches spelling out one word. Rat. I knew it was him. The breaking point. The final straw came at Liam's soccer game. I was on the sidelines cheering when I felt someone's eyes on me. Mark. He was standing across the field, smirking, like he'd already won. Then, as the game ended, he walked up to Liam. "Hey, buddy," he said, ruffling Liam's hair. "Your mom says hi." My blood boiled. Liam looked confused. "You know my mom?" Mark grinned. "Oh yeah, we're real close." That was it. I saw red. The fight I don't even remember moving. 1 second, I was standing there. The next, I had Mark by the collar, slamming him into the bleachers. "You stay the hell away from my son," I roared. Parents gasped. Kids screamed. Someone pulled me off him. Mark wiped blood from his lips, still smirking. "Nice temper, Dan. Real. Stable." Then he walked away, leaving me there. Humiliated, furious, and worst of all, playing right into his hands. The consequences, Sarah's lawyer used it. "Your Honor, my client fears for her children's safety. This man is violent, unpredictable." The judge didn't rule that day, but the message was clear. I was losing. The choice. That night, I sat on the back porch, staring at the stars, wondering how did it come to this? I'd done everything right. I'd been faithful. I'd been a good father, and now I was the bad guy. But I wasn't done fighting, not yet. The courtroom smelled like old paper and cheap coffee. I sat stiffly in my chair, my dress shirt collar digging into my neck, as Sarah's lawyer painted me as a monster. Your Honor, Mr. Carter's violent outburst proves he's unfit to— Objection! My lawyer cut in. One altercation doesn't define— The judge silenced them both with a raised hand. I barely heard the ruling. Temporary supervised visitation. Sarah got the house, the kids, everything. All because I'd lost my temper once. The first visit, the social worker smelled like lavender and pity. She watched me like a hawk as I sat across from Liam and Emma at a sterile family center, plastic toys between us. Daddy, when are you coming home? Emma whispered. My throat tightened. Soon, baby. Liam didn't speak. Just kicked the table leg over and over, his jaw set like mine. When Sarah came to collect them, she flashed me a smile that didn't reach her eyes. See? This is better for everyone. The evidence my lawyer's office was all sharp edges and colder truths. We need more than the affair video, Rebecca said, tapping her pen. We need to prove she's an unfit mother. I laughed bitterly. She's the one who cheated, and the court doesn't care unless it affects the kids. That night I broke into Sarah's Instagram. Her password hadn't changed. Emma's birthday. The photos made my pulse spike. Sarah clubbing. Sarah draped over Mark at a beach resort. All time-stamped during her custody days, all while my kids were with her sister. The trap Lisa helped. Mark's ex-wife had become an unlikely ally, her rage colder and sharper than mine. He's sloppy when he drinks, she said, handing me a thumb drive. Get him talking. So I did. At the bar where Mark still drank, I ran into him accidentally. Here to punch me again? He sneered, whiskey-glazed eyes flicking to my hands. I slid into the seat beside him. Here to drink. You won. What's left to fight about? 3 bourbons in, he bragged. Sarah's already pregnant. The glass froze halfway to my lips. Bullshit. Tess came back yesterday, he grinned. My kid's gonna call you Dad. My phone in my pocket recorded every word. The fire, I waited until 3 a.m., then I sent everything to Rebecca, the Instagram posts, the recording. Even Lisa's sworn statement about Mark's history of bar fights. At dawn, my lawyer called. We're filing for emergency custody. She left them with a known alcoholic to party. And if that baby's his, I already knew. No court would give 2 kids to a mother who'd replace them with a new family so fast. The reckoning, Sarah screamed. When they came for the kids. You can't do this. The social worker remained calm. Ma'am, your Instagram shows repeated neglect, and the paternity issue— What paternity issue? I stepped forward, the recording playing from my phone. My kid's gonna call you Dad. Sarah's face went slack. For the first time since this began, I saw real fear in her eyes. The twist I should have felt victorious when the judge granted me temporary custody. But as I buckled Liam and Emma into my car, Emma asked, Is Mommy having a new baby? And I realized this war wasn't over. It had just created a brand new casualty.